Today is day 2 of SATTE 2026, Asia's biggest travel expo, which is being held at the Yashobhoomi International Convention and Expo Centre in New Delhi. SATTE brings together the world's most influential voices in tourism under one roof. 28 state tourism boards are participating at the mega event. And WION's correspondent Kanishka Sarkar spoke to Arunachal Pradesh's tourism minister. Let's listen in.
Arunachal Pradesh is redefining itself. It wants to become a global hub of culture, adventure and sustainable tourism. And driving this shift is Mr. Pasang Dorjee Sona, who's the travel minister of the state. And he's right here with us on WION at the South Asia Travel and Tourism Exchange. Mr. Sona, thank you so much for joining us today on WION. And let's start by talking about your latest campaign, that is Beyond Myths and Mountains. Tell us, what is this all about? What all is in store? You're driving this shift away from mountains and monasteries. Tell us what's in store and how are you looking to market it to a global audience?
First of all, a pleasure is all mine, to be interacting with you. And I hope, through this interaction, some visibility will increase for my state. And you asking about the new brand which you are trying to create about the Beyond Myths and Mountains, because, see, Arunachal, we have been, branding ourselves in a very, generic way, in very trying to put all things together. So we thought, we must be more specific about how we brand ourselves and how we showcase ourselves to the, the world. So we thought, we must do a new campaign and a new look for the brand, like putting in fresh breath. So that's how the whole idea came about, the new logo and the new tagline, the Beyond Myths and Mountains. If you see the logo, so the letter Arunachal is very, very loud, so that people know that that is all about Arunachal. And the red is that circle, the semicircle, it shows the rising sun, because we all know that Arunachal is known as the land of the rising sun. And the blue that streaks shows the mountain and the river. So that we're trying to encompass the whole character of Arunachal in the logo and in the tagline saying Beyond Myths and Mountains, because people know Arunachal as a mountainous state, and there are a lot of myths accompanied with that, but we tell them it's much more than the mountains and myths which you think about. So you must come and explore Arunachal Pradesh.
Definitely, Arunachal does have a big platter to offer when it comes to activities related to tourism. But there don't happen to be many industries in Arunachal Pradesh. So tourism is definitely one of the key focus areas when we talk about the economy. So if you could tell us, what's the revenue target from tourism that you're looking at, say in the next 5 years, say by 2030?
While we welcome the tourist, we're also mindful about how to be more responsible towards the ecology and the environment. So people are being engaged, and then a lot of awareness campaigns are going on, because for want of few money, or for few bulging pocket, we don't want to interfere with the environment and the ecology. So that's how we see tourism as one of the main economic activity in Arunachal. And I keep telling people also, we have a lot of interested people who wants to come in, invest into industries, but we always say we want industry, but we don't want any polluting industries to come in, because that's our USP. Arunachal is serene, beautiful, clean air, and we have so much of biodiversity and so much of fresh culture is there. So we don't want anything which just for want of money, we don't want something to come in and spoil the whole environment there.